Alright. Don't worry about which one to talk to. You just do whatever you want. So, first off, just state your name, hometown, occupation.
So, I'm from Carson, California, and my occupation is being the God MC.
And is there any difference? What's the differences between living in Carson compared to LA?
Just looks a little different. And if you was to ask somebody from LA about Carson, they would just say it's like, like they would just say it's the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? It's real pretty over there. You know what I'm saying? So,
do you ever feel like the outcasts out of Black hippie because you're from the suburbs and they're from the hood?
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's all good because even they know, even in Carson, we go through the same thing. Similar, it may not be as extreme or like that, but I've been exposed to the same type of lifestyle, even being in Carson. So
yeah, every hood is the same.
Every hood is the same, exactly. Suburb, whatever, it goes down everywhere. You feel what I'm saying? Straight up.
And then you grew up in a record store, right?
Yes, sir. Magic Disc Music.
I see that as an advantage. Like you have all the access.
Yeah.
You kind of learn the business.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, firsthand. Well, real early on, it was just, I didn't really get into the music like that. It was just something that we sold, I like to say. I just sold it. I was working the single section, you know what I'm saying? And I just pushed it out. It wasn't like up until I heard Crossroads or something by Bone Thugs where I kind of made the connection of what music was doing to people, you know what I'm saying? So, right. Right. Yeah. Once I made that correlation, I just became a real big fan of it. The whole culture. Real talk.
Who were you a big fan of growing up first?
I think the real I was really into Canibus and Eminem for real
What
heavily Kass, you know what I'm saying, the real spitters though early on.
See that Canibus shit?
Yeah, that was he should have been prepared. You know what I mean? He's a little rusty. It happens. You know what I mean? He at least he tried to keep. He made an attempt to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and he's still a legend.
From Carson too.
Yeah, Kass is from Carson. Shout out to the big homie. Yeah, for real. That's my homie for real.
You caught the Stevens-Johnson syndrome at 10 years old.
Yes, sir.
But was that hard growing up?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, it's still hard. I gotta walk around wearing these shades all the time. It's like,
it made your look now.
Yeah, it made it look. It works out. You know what I'm saying? You take it with a grain of salt, but it's all good. I mean, it's just like somebody overcoming anything. We all got our own personal struggles. You know what I'm saying? I'm no different, for real.
And then Soundwave introduced you to TDE, right?
Yes, sir.
And then at what moment did you know TDE would be your home for the rest of your career?
I honestly want to say the first day I stepped foot in there, man, just the whole vibe, you know what I mean? It was, first of all, it was a real studio with a nice big mixing board, and you know what I'm saying? The vibe was just so, the energy, and I just felt like as soon as I touched down that I was going to learn so much, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was the best MC in the world until I got to Top Dawg, you know what I'm saying? And met Jay Rock, met K-Dot, you know what I'm saying? For real. So it humbled me, yeah.
Made each other better.
Exactly. So we joined forces and, we took it to the top.
I'm a little confused by TDE and Interscope's joint venture because I thought every release would be put out through both of you, but it looked like Control System was just TDE.
Top Dawg, yeah.
Interscope like a silent partner behind it.
Well, we're really not supposed to talk too much about that, but I think what Top Dawg was saying by making that statement, that we are doing business with Interscope is because we are. You know what I'm saying? I've had the opportunity to get in the studio with Dr. Dre, and the tech, I don't know too much about the technicalities or the contracts or what's going on, but I know that they're very interested in what we're doing, and they've been very supportive since we've started to work with them. So, real talk.
You guys built it on your own, though.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, real talk.
And what are some control systems in there?
What are some control systems of what?
What are some?
Well, that's a good question. You know what I'm saying? Because one man's trash is another man's treasure. So, one control system to me could work for somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? So I can't really, somebody else asked me that question. I don't think I can really answer that question directly, but I think that was the point of it. Like, what do you think a control system is? Just to raise those type of questions. You feel what I'm saying? Real talk.
And then, can you just explain the Barack line about calling him a puppet? Do you think every president in the past was a puppet?
Yeah, that was not, yeah.
It doesn't matter who Barack was, you think people got caught up in the fact that he was African American?
Well, I mean, not even to the fact that, it didn't even really have too much to do with his race. I just used his name because he is the current president. You know what I'm saying? And that's how.
I didn't mean like that. Right. Like, people thought a lot of change was going to happen.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was just an exciting time. It's the first time you have an African American in the office. I think it's just exciting. You know what I mean? You got a lot of elders that came from a very, tough times for our civil rights movement. And, they witnessed a lot of racial things. And so, like, my grandma, you know what I'm saying? So to see a black man get, in the office, like, that's big to her. You know what I'm saying? But, people that are watching closely, might have a few other things to say, a few other opinions. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that's, I always say, that's no disrespect to Barack Obama. If I were to vote, I definitely would like to have him in there if anybody else.
More of a knock to the system.
Right. You feel what I'm saying?
And then in Pineal Gland, you said a genius idiot is the best way to describe it.
Yes, sir.
Can you elaborate on that?
I mean, I think that's just I think that just represents, what I'm saying, the human being itself. You know what I mean? Like, that's my full, you know what I'm saying? I can go from light to dark. I can go there, both sides. You feel what I'm saying? I can tell a funny joke, or I could talk about science. You know what I'm saying? I'm everything. I try to represent everything.
It seems like you got a good balance, especially on this album.
Yeah, exactly.
And can you explain to the viewers what DMT is and what you were trying to say in Pineal Gland about the third eye shit?
Right. Well, DMT, or dimethyltryptamine, is a substance produced by your pineal gland in your brain that we all have. It produces DMT during heavy REM sleep that we all need. And it actually, I think, floods your brain when you die. So a lot of scientists are suggesting that it could have a lot to do with your dream cycles and or afterlife cycle. So it's just a very interesting subject to me. And I kind of wanted to talk about it in a way that, you know what I'm saying, the homies could ride to it. You feel what I'm saying? And I think I pulled it off. And a lot of people are smoking it today. I've never smoked it. Yeah, I was actually the first line is, it was all a dream. I swear it never happened. It's talking about the natural process of DMT that we all go through every night. All living things, not just humans. All living things have a pineal gland and excrete DMT and have dream cycles. And so it's a real interesting thing, for real. Real talk.
And then, was it difficult to talk about Alori Joh on the Book of Soul, or did it also
What you think? What you think?
But did it also help you release the pain?
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just tried to make it like a letter to her, because I wouldn't want to talk about that to anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's another way that music is a healer. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I got it off my chest. I wanted to talk about it. And I couldn't. You can't. This is a real touchy situation, so I couldn't. It's hard to talk about this with other people. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the many benefactors of doing music. You know what I mean? It could be a good what you say, what's the word I want to use? Release, or it's a better word. We can't think of it. Outlet, ventilation. There you go, ventilation. Right. I'm the word, and I'm the wordsmith. Yeah,
we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
And then, first of all, sorry for your loss. Things are really strong, though. And can you also explain the cover? Kabbalistic
Tree of Life. I don't. At first sight, you know, I really just kind of liked it. A lot of people say this is a familiar shape that we all are familiar with, and it's just a real interesting shape. And I think that it represents, you know, many different forces, emotions, and perspectives coming together to make one collective unit. You know what I'm saying? This is the seed of life on my chest. Then you got.
Explain some of your tattoos.
Oh well, I mean, this probably the most like significant one. It's the seed of life. It's got 7 circles. Could be representative for 7 days of creation. In the center, you got the vortex. When you know, on the 7th day, you know, it's supposed to be like a great day, moving into a new type of, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. Illuminati, all through your body.
What's your favorite verse off Control System? Today, I know it probably changes a lot.
You know, I like to say Pineal Gland, but I really like Nothing Something though. The whole song, just the concept. I think, you know what I'm saying?
Can we hear any bars from that?
I couldn't tell you how the world function, but I'm headed to the function. That shit ain't about nothing, but it's gotta be something. They say I'm so selfish. I ain't thinking about nothing. Unless it's making me something. Matter of fact, fuck that. I ain't worried about nothing. No, I ain't worried about nothing. It's always something. So simple, but so couldn't tell you how the world function, but I'm headed to the function. It's our generation. You know what I'm saying? In a nutshell, I think. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
And that's it. Can you shout out Duck Down Music and Red Bull?
Doc what?
Duck Down Music.
Duck Down Music?
And Red Bull.
Red Bull?
Yeah.
Yo, Ab-Soul, the black lit bastard. Shout out to Duck Down Music. Red Bull. You got wings. I got wings.
Yo, look, man.
Right.
This is gonna come on.